Yeah, so this is a lot more neutral than I thought. So far, the reds and these warm colors, I don't love them so much. Hey everyone, in today's video, we're taking a closer look at some rare oil paints from Bellas Artes in Madrid. I stumbled upon these colors back in 2010 while I was visiting some friends in Madrid. The store was just right around the corner from my friend Jorge's place, not far from the Gran Via. And since I've gotten them back then, I've been pretty hooked. They're just incredibly pure, they mix beautifully with other colors, and they're surprisingly affordable. And I think I paid only about 6 or 7 euros for each. The only problem with them is that you can't get them online. You have to visit their shop in person, where I've seen the guy actually make and tube the paint in the back room of the little shop. Pretty special in this day and age. So I'll be mixing 3 of their cool colors and 3 of their warm colors with titanium white. This video is really interesting because it really showcases their purity, and we can see how they shift in value, opacity, and temperature. So let me show you what I really love about these paints. So up front, I'm going to apologize for my pronunciation of this Spanish brand, and my Spanish is completely horrible, if I have any at all. So I thought it'd be fun to see how these colors work from Bellas Artes. It's a small little art store in Madrid that I've visited a few times, and I've bought paints from them, and I thought it'd be cool to kind of show you guys what the mass tone is and then what it looks like cut with titanium white, so that we can really see the flavor of the paints here, and kind of just go through these 3 cools. This is kind of on the edge of not being cool because it's slightly towards violet, and these warms over here. Start with our ultramarine blue, which is a azul ultramarine. So we get our mass tone, and these colors are really, really beautiful. I feel like they're almost as pure as you can get. You can see the subtle transparency of the ultramarine blue. It's really beautiful. Beautiful little mass tone, beautiful mass tone in there. Next we have our cobalt blue. Now what I liked about the store was, I believe that all these colors, even though a cobalt blue is usually more expensive, all of the colors were priced around the same. I believe they were all 6 or 7 euros each. And I guess the thought behind it, from what I found out, was that the owner of the store and the company, he actually makes the paint in the back room. This right here is our cobalt violet. And I'll put the English name next to the Spanish name on the screen. You'll see it underneath here. That's a really, really beautiful color. Cobalt again as our base. Cobalt colors are usually more expensive than ultramarine colors, but what he did was, I believe he upped the price of the ultramarine blue and lowered the price of the cobalt, and kept them all across the board around the same price, so that he lost money on cobalt but made money on the other easier to find pigments. So we're going to do this mass tone for these cools first over here with a little bit of the titanium white. So we have our ultramarine blue. We're just going to do them right next door. And it has a little bit of the warm still from the cobalt violet, though. Hopefully that doesn't affect it too much. But that's really beautiful. Again, so what ultramarine kind of gives us is this King's blue right there. If you guys know King's blue, that's a mixture of ultramarine and a titanium white. So that actually looks really beautiful. Let's do one more, just a little bit lighter. And I'm using the titanium white because I like the tinting strength of the titanium white. Again, really mixing that in. Beautiful, so we can see what the value is and the subtleties. That's really nice. It's good to see how mass tone without any impurities or anything that's going to cut down on the chroma of the ultramarine blue with its transparency, and then it's how it's King's blue, and then a little bit of extra white there. So cobalt blue. Going to mix the white with the cobalt. Again, titanium white. The cobalt blue has a little bit more tinting strength than the ultramarine blue, which makes sense. I think it's really great to do 50-50 here to compare these mass tones of the ultramarine blue and the cobalt blue, where the cobalt blue has more of a, I don't know, just more of a pure blue quality to it, where this has a little bit of a violet. And you can see how warm this is in comparison. So that's really neat. I'm going to add just a little bit of ultramarine so we can see how they line up with the lights. Again, it slightly moves a little bit towards green, I feel, when we add the light. It's really... Now we have our cobalt violet. I'm going to really clean my brush out really well so that this doesn't get contaminated with the blue. And we're going to take our titanium white, and I'm not sure how strong this is. It's not that strong of a color, which is great. It's character. And it's turning to this really cool red. When I say cool red, I mean that the red moves more towards a pink and a blue rather than towards any of these colors. These are really hot, warm colors. These are cooler colors. You can really see the quality with the purity of that mass tone again. I'm going to do a little bit more titanium white here. Just a little bit, a little dab. We want a little bit more titanium white versus the actual pigment itself to see how it looks. And it's got still holding on to some of its transparency. It's really beautiful. I'm going to compare the two. They're all kind of cool. This actually moves a little towards warm. This moves towards cool, but also is a warm violet color. So here we have a cadmium orange oscuro, and we have a cadmium orange nararnage sorry guys, and a roja sevilla, red earth, I guess, red sevilla. So I'm just going to do a mixture of these guys, see how they, you can already see how this is very transparent of a color. You can see the gray of the pad coming through, which is giving it kind of green undertones. It's really interesting. Let's go to this one's mass tone, this orange, more opaque. Get a nice clear sense of what that is. That looks good. And red earth. This is very opaque. And I love the stiffness of this pigment. You can really see the texture even of my brush isn't a soft brush nor a hard brush. It's kind of like right in the middle, and you can see how the quality is holding the stroke right there. That's really beautiful. I love really strong opaque colors like that. So let's mix them with titanium 50-50 and see what we get. Again, if you are in Madrid, I recommend you guys stop by this store and pick up some of this paint. I think it's some of the rarest paint you can buy now, right? Because there's only one store, as far as I know, in Madrid. If you guys know any different, definitely hit me up on the comments below if you guys know of another place that sells these. This whole video was sparked by a friend of mine, Neil, and I were talking once, and he said that, so I've had these paints in my paint box for like 15 years, and I think he said he saw one of them, or I'd mentioned one of them at one time, and he kind of made it his mission to try to find them. And he finally found them. A friend of his, I guess, was traveling in Madrid and was able to buy him some. So I love that they're kind of lesser known pigments, and they're really amazing because I don't see any fillers in these. That is just very clean mixing. And it was neat that I got to see the guy pretty much tube the paint in the back of his storefront in Madrid. I have a friend, Jorge, actually lives right around the corner from this in Madrid, and his shop isn't that far from the Gran Via in Madrid. So I'm hoping to get back because I used to spend a lot of time in Spain. I have a lot of, I think, really good painter friends there that are just exceptional painters, and it's been too long. That's nice. I don't love this one as much when I cut it with the white. I feel like it's neutralizing a little too much for me. Whereas I love how this kind of moves more towards its green with the undertones, which I wasn't expecting. But this one's kind of graying out a little bit. Let's see what the Roja Red Sevilla shapes out. About 50-50 with the oh, this is actually getting really gray really fast. That's really interesting. So you can see how it's turning into a neutral right away. Kind of almost a little colder than I thought it was going to be. That's really interesting. Yeah, so this is a lot more neutral than I thought. So far, the reds and these warm colors, I don't love them so much. They are very richly pigmented though. I think I'll probably start using this one for some of my background. Oh, I could see using these in some landscape paintings, definitely. But I think that I really love the blues over here. The cobalt blue and the ultramarine blue seem a little bit cleaner with the mixes. Awesome. So here we go. This is the Bellas Artes, a selection of 6 of their paints. Definitely, if I were you guys, go and grab some if you can, if you're in Madrid. Make it part of your stop after the Prado Museum. You're like in the Prado, then we're gonna go get some paint. Thanks guys for watching. I hope this gave you a better sense of what makes these Bellas Artes paints so special. These kind of deep dives wouldn't be possible without the support of you guys over on Patreon. You make this teaching affordable for a wide range of people, and I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you give a like to the video, subscribe if you can. It's a way of supporting the channel for free, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And I love these color explorations, and I hope that you guys get inspired by these, and take care and paint well.